Now we're going to go over the definitions related to the terminology for customer acceptance. First, we're going to cover the acceptance types, and then we're going to move into the deferral types or the billing types. Relative to acceptance types, we have two. We have explicit acceptance and implicit acceptance. For explicit acceptance, this can be performed manually or programmatically. The manual method is using the Order Information Portal, which I will refer to later as OIP, in the sales order lines region, and this can be done by an internal user or an external user. The other method, programmatically, can be done via order import or the process orders API. The last caveat is that you can also perform explicit acceptance on the receivable side in revenue management and the revenue accounting form. The reason I say caveat is because it's supposed to generate a notification to the order management side of the fence, letting them know that explicit acceptance needs to be completed on the order management side. So just because it's done on the revenue management side of the thing on the fence, it does not backflush into order management and update anything there relative to that transaction being completed. To me, I don't feel that that's a best practice to do it on the revenue side because it doesn't backflush. So it's being done twice in effect. Do it on the order management side and have it blow all the way through and update all the financials as things normally flow through the Oracle workflow. The other type of acceptance is implicit acceptance. This processing can only be done programmatically, and it's based on a deferral reason and one of its attributes having an expiration value for the expire days. So if you think about this, it's related to an attribute such as ship confirm date, and it having a value, let's say, of 14 days. So this process will run, it's a request set that actually updates, goes out and looks for a subset of records and says, okay, which ones are set as implicit acceptance, which ones have ship confirm as the attribute, what are the values for ship confirm, okay, has anything expired in 14 days. If anything has expired in 14 days, it grabs that subset and then implicitly accepts it. That's how that process works. Now we're going to move into the deferral types, which I refer to as the billing types. There's pre-billing acceptance, and that is just how it sounds, pre-billing, before invoicing. Pre-billing acceptance is always tied to the invoicing removal event, and as a result, if it's tied to invoicing, that means it defers invoicing and revenue recognition both, not just one. The pre-billing acceptance can be completed either implicitly or explicitly, and the sales order line workflow process is held at invoice interface eligible because it is an invoicing removal event, so it does not let it go through that part of the workflow. On the sales order line view, the status is reflected at pending pre-billing acceptance after ship confirm is completed. The next type of deferral or billing type is known as post-billing acceptance. Again, just how it sounds, after billing, after invoicing. This acceptance method is always tied to a customer acceptance removal event. So the customer has to accept it to actually let it go further. The post-billing, because it's done after invoicing, only defers the revenue recognition. Again, this can be completed either implicitly or explicitly. When this type of transaction is used, the workflow process is held at close line eligible because again, it's already gone through invoicing. The workflow status on the line is reflected as pending post-billing acceptance after ship confirm is completed. And because the revenue recognition is deferred, the transactions are created, but the funds are held in an unearned revenue account until the acceptance is completed. Then they are reassigned to the appropriate revenue account.